It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. That is a sad cowbell. You know that?
That is sad cowbell. Sad cowbell.
I'm going to do like they do. In Spanish, that is called un escándalo.
Un escándalo. Speaking of Spanish, how was Fuego?
Fuego, the numbers are tremendous. They had Manuel calling from Spain. And he was giving him the latest of what's going on over there. It wasn't good news, so I'm going to leave that out because I know you get mad at me. But it seems like they are now having less new. And of course, there's still deaths from the old, but it looks like there's less new. So it's hopefully they are turning the corner. So, we'll see what happens.
That is what we're doing.
So how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. After our show, I went in, I logged on to some of this grant, and I started going through the application. And I have to tell you, it was an overwhelm. I didn't even get a chance to talk about this before, but the fear that paralyzes people on not trying to do these applications, I think is the hardest thing. It's taking that first step. I'm 100% transparent. I have not done my taxes yet. I was very happy with the extension. However, I had to put some numbers together for the business in order to file this. So I'm in the process of putting that together. And it's been hours and hours, just as it is for any business. And every year I say I'm going to change in using electronic bookkeeping. And this year I say it again because it would save so much time, or get a bookkeeper. But you just got to take one step at a time and do it. Does it take time? Absolutely. But you know what? You got nothing to lose by applying. Give it a shot. Give it a chance. Things are ever changing. And I have to tell you, I emailed Ian while we had a little bit of downtime. He got right back to me, said any questions we have, he's more than happy to help. And he really helped with a good question that I had. One of the questions was cost for goods or services. And according to Ian at businesscounselor.com, he said, we are a service business. Cost for goods and services are raw cost for your goods. So I wasn't sure how to answer that question. So that is why we provide you help and education all along. You have people to contact instead of just hoping and guessing that you're doing this the right way. So we've provided the contact. You can contact Ian at businesscounselor.com. You can also contact Lauren Cohen. You can always contact us at the Brooklyn Cafe right here on social media, or give us a call. 866-224-5422. And we're going to change it up a little bit today, my magical, happy partner over there.
What are we doing?
We are bringing on none other than the most happy-go-lucky, world-renowned Dr. Khalila Ali, a.k.a. Mama Ali in the house. I think she might be frozen, but there she is.
Doc is frozen. But there she looks.
There she is. So we'll have to have her reboot this. And Freddie, if you can text her to reboot, that would be great. But Mama Ali, we haven't seen her in a long time. She has been the world traveler to Vegas and California and every which way. That's why, right, we talk about having the Ethernet wire on this link, especially during the lunchtime hours, because it gets really, really busy. The internet gets used, and that's where we're rolling. So you had Fuego. Well, I was applying for SBA, you were doing Fuego. How'd it go?
It went really, really well. They have an interesting perspective for the Hispanic community. What they're doing now doing is they're reaching out to different people all over the world. They're going to have people from Canada, people from Germany, people from all over the world that are affected by this, and they're going to get world reports about what's going on. Some are millennials, some aren't. Some are doctors, some are nurses, some are newscaster, because they have a different outreach than we do. They have, in the Hispanic world, you either are going to be a president or you're not. So they're reaching out to the business section that does a lot of the news and keeping the Hispanic community alive. So I was entertained. I got to see something pretty cool.
I got to show you a couple things. Yesterday, after this show, my daughter's an art teacher, and she's been living with us, and she's an artist. So she got inspired yesterday. So this is what she does. She repurposes records, and she sells them on Etsy, and she'll do commission pieces. But this is one of her most recent from yesterday, which is pretty timely because yesterday was a full moon. And of course, art is always open to interpretation, but she repurposes records, which is really kind of cool.
I sent her a message that what I would like to do is, at the theater, we have a wall that we never got to finish, but it says, "Do you remember when?" And what I would like her to do is I would like her to put her albums on the wall. And there are pictures from Nostalgic America, a partner that's going to be doing this. And then I want her to sign the bottom as an artist. And I would like people to use it as a backdrop to take pictures.
So this is one from last night. So this to me is kind of like you got, the world in your hands. And that's just the earth, and it's spinning. And again, there's always hope on this one. And then because
let me ask you, she's selling these? How do you buy them if you want them?
She's selling them on Etsy. You can always reach out to me. You can find her Etsy page, her Facebook, her website is chelseablake.com. So she sells these, and she will do commission pieces as well for anything you want. If you've got some old records, and she does the small ones, 45 for 45. So she'll do a 45 record for you for $45. And she'll put anything you want on it. And while I was doing finances last night, she continued to paint, and she did this one. This one I don't think you've seen, Freddie.
I have not seen that.
So this one she did also, and just a little bit of inspiration and fun and frolic. And she's been asked by one of the, yeah?
I have a request. Can she do a New York City skyline for me?
I'm sure she will do anything for you, my friend.
I think it'd be kind of cool having a New York City skyline, being that the nature of the shows at Brooklyn Cafe. I think it'd be kind of cool.
I asked her to make a new backdrop for me as well. I'll put these up there for now. We'll see what she comes up with, but she was asked by one of the local dance studios in Fort Lauderdale that's really funky. It's called Funk and Flow. If she would do the same thing that you asked her to do for us and put her records around. They have a warehouse they converted into a dance studio, which is a lot of fun also.
They're going to take my idea. You know that I've had it there for months.
I know. I had to poke the bear. Yes. So have we heard back from Mama Ali yet?
I don't know if we have.
Teddy, whenever she gets back on, let's bring her over, and we'll just keep chit-chatting in the meantime and see what's happening. We had Ann coming on at 1 o'clock, and she said she's a little bit frazzled. She hasn't prepared, but we got her. There's Mama.
Yeah.
And how are you?
I'm doing fine. How you doing? The internet went out. I had to re-log in. So there you go.
Don't feel bad. I went out too.
Yeah, it happens. I've been doing a lot of the Zoom and interviews online, and a lot of times it goes out, but it comes back. You have to just log back in sometimes. What happened was your sound went out totally and froze. So I had to re-log in.
And there she is. We haven't seen you in a very long time, Mama Ali. You've been traveling. You've been everywhere. Tell us what you've been up to.
Well, I did my celebration of my 7-0 birthday on the 8th of March. I was in North Carolina, in Raleigh, North Carolina. It was wonderful. I got a lot of pictures from that event. My daughter came with me, one of my daughters, Amina. We had a great time. And we met a lot of NFL stars. They were all there, and a lot of celebrities were there. I was really kind of excited. They looked at me and said, you don't look 70. There's something wrong with the numbers there. I said, no, it's true. And so it was like pretty good. And then then I left there and went to Louisville, Kentucky, where I met a man who owned the Muhammad Ali childhood home. And he put me on the board of the Ali home. They're making it into a museum and they're refurbishing it. So we're going to be doing fundraisers real soon. And that was pretty cool. And when I left Louisville, that was the first time I was at the airport since they named the Muhammad Ali International Airport in Louisville, Kentucky. That was really great. I got great pictures on that.
That's the name of the airport?
Huh?
That's the name of the airport?
Yes. Muhammad Ali International Airport, Louisville, Kentucky. I got pictures to show you when I see you. Yeah, and that was really great. It was a long time overdue for sure. So then I left there and came home, and that was the last trip I made before the COVID-19 started. Probably the end of that month. That was crazy. But I've been here. Now I'm editing the book. I got a lot of time to do it. So by the time the COVID-19 is done, I'll be complete with the book. It'll be complete. God willing.
Now, I have noticed that because there is no more sports, they are now, Facebook has a channel for boxing. And they are talking about the greatest fights ever. So I was binge watching the other day, I think it was Sunday, about Muhammad's career. And they had it from Frazier. And remember that you and I were talking about the time that they got into a little scuffle, a little fighting in the studio.
Yes, yes,
It wasn't Muhammad though. It was somebody that was with Muhammad that got into it with Joe.
Yeah, but Ali and Joe did have a confrontation. He have had a confrontation with Joe, so he almost. I think Ali tapped him or something, and he got ticked off, and they did
Now,
have.
were they ever friends, Mama? Were they ever after all the fighting?
They have always been friends. Always.
Okay.
They've always been friends. They come up with some kind of ruckus scheme to go up against each other to make it more interesting for a fight. But they've always been good friends. They know how to work and team together to make it look realistic. I mean, they're really good at it because they are really good friends. It's amazing. Yeah.
How did you stay out of the scuffle?
I do like COVID-19. I stay like 10 feet away. I stay about 10 feet away so no blood won't get on my dress.
And how are you feeling? You've been doing so much traveling. We've been thinking about you.
Yeah, well, you know what? I feel great. I'm not a person who really get a lot of colds or flus or anything like that. I take my flu shot every year. I never had any confrontation with it. I don't get sick with it. I'm not the allergenic type. I don't really have those kind of things. I eat basically good balanced meals, fresh vegetables, fruits. I've always been a good eater, as you can see. But wait a minute. I like the beets. I take my beets. You see my little beets? I always take my little beets. Yeah, I have my beets and my juice, and I have a lot of protein drinks I drink. So my metabolism is pretty on key. It's okay. So I've been blessed not to get a cold or any kind of sore throat or anything like that.
And tell us about your book.
The book is going to be great. It's going to be really adventurous. The more I write it, the more I add to it. Just recently, I told you back in the day I knew Malcolm X. So if you go to Netflix right now, you'll see a documentary on Who Killed Malcolm X, and I'm in the first episode. You'll see me in the first episode. I have not seen the whole entire season of it, but you'll see me in the first episode, and I talk about Malcolm X. Yes. So
Wow.
yeah, a lot of that is in my book too.
Mama,
Yeah.
you know King Kong?
Huh?
King Kong says, Kalila, I love you with all my heart.
Oh, that's King Kong. That's Tony Rodriguez Morales. That was my. Oh, he's looking at it. Oh, that's fantastic. That's my ace brother. He's a
Hi,
good
Tony.
manager.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a good manager. He's the one that set me up with Water Art Studios, and they're sponsoring my book and everything. And we're trying to get everything done so we can rock the world. You know, when it's complete. Thank you, Tony. How you doing out there? And your beautiful wife, Evelyn. They're beautiful people. Yeah, that's great.
What about your movie? How's that coming along?
Well, until a movie is done, you have to have a screenplay, and the screenplay is written after they see the book. And after the book is done, then they can derive about creating the screenplay. Then after the screenplay, that's when it becomes a movie. So
I haven't gotten a call, Mama, because I remember you and I talking. I want a part in the movie.
well, you know what? There's a lot of parts of the movie that has to be done. Your part hasn't come up yet. Who knows? I might make you Angelo Dundee. Who knows? But you'll be a part
Angelo
of it.
Dundee. I remember Angelo Dundee. Oh,
Yeah,
baby.
he's a great. There you go.
Crazy is all I can tell you.
Listen, Mama, when this is all said and done, we talked about doing a show where you're going to have a ring around you, and one side open and the camera's playing, and it's Mama Ali in the ring telling the truth or whatever it is you're going to be talking about. But I think that that's a winner. I would love to go on the road with her because this woman, she makes you laugh. It's like traveling with Muhammad. I got to tell you. She has the same movements, everything. Everything about her reminds me of when I was growing up and I used to watch everything there. She's just like him, but she's her own person. But this could be tremendous.
Could be. But I was with Muhammad Ali's brother when I got beautiful pictures of me and his brother. And his brother have always said publicly and on film that I'm the female Muhammad Ali. So
Agreed. Agreed.
Because we're a lot alike. We're almost like sister and brother kind of a relationship because we have a lot of similar attitudes. Our mannerisms are similar, and I think that's what attracted both of us together.
Was he as funny as you are?
Yeah, he was funny now. I mean, he's well missed because he had me laughing all the time. All the time. He doesn't do this just for screen. He do it because it's natural. He just does it naturally. And I think that's what made him great. Yeah. He's a great guy. Funny. He just come out of nowhere. As his father would say, he's comical.
Just like you, Freddie.
Yeah, just like me. I wish. I'm nowhere even in the same stratosphere as the greatest fighter in the history of the game. And the funny thing is, they say behind every great man, there's a great woman. And here she sits. And I am honored that you are on here today. Simply saying hello and being with us. You're a good friend. You've been there. Anything you need from us, you got. And I'm honored. I'm honored I told you when I first met you, I've always wanted to meet greatness. And this is as close as I'm ever going to get. And she's right there in front of us again.
Well, you know what? You guys are a great team, and you guys supported me now and before the book comes out. So when everything goes grandstand, you'll always be in my heart because you kept me on the screen, you kept me motivated, you kept me on the market, and I really appreciate that. That is very priceless. So you'll
What's the name of the book?
Huh?
What's the name of your book?
Oh, I again came up with a new name. It's a very long title. It's called Memories in Time. Moments in Time, the untold story, the real woman behind Muhammad Ali.
Ah, wow, you just gave me the chills.
Yeah, gives me the chills every time I say it. But you know what? It's been a great year. It's been a great life. I've had a beautiful life. There were ups and downs and confrontations and things like that, but there were very few. But but from the time I was 10 years old to my age now, 70, that's been a few decades, and it's been a very exciting journey, I would say. And the journey still goes on with new people, prospects like you two. You and Don and Freddie, you guys are as an example of the way I felt back when I was married to Ali. We were a team, we worked together, we did things together, and what you two have together right now is the most precious time of your life. And as you get older, you will appreciate all of this, what you're doing now as young people. You guys are still young. So, you know, appreciate what you got now because it is beautiful. I love to see the couples like you do what you do. And that's very precious. A lot of people, young people, can learn from you too.
Well,
You know,
to be in your presence is tremendous, and we thank you for just giving us an opportunity to talk to you, to share history with you. And I got to tell you, you ain't got to try. You are a legend. You are a legend. He was a legend. You were right there next to him. Nobody can ever take that away from you. You are a legend.
That's right.
We're the ones that learn from you. It's the other way around. But I want to thank you. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate that.
Hey, I
you know what?
believe I look at your show all the time. You're very entertaining. It's very good to see you. I'm gonna have all my friends to come on. I'm gonna have I'm gonna get you another guest on the show. Frank Barbado. Uh, he is the relative of Nancy Barbado, who married Frank Sinatra. And matter of fact, he sings Frank Sinatra. He does the singing of Frank Sinatra. Really lovely guy. And I'm going to have him on your show because I'm managing his career right now. Yeah, I'm going to show you a picture of him. He done a beautiful song. He does a beautiful song. Wait a minute, let me get a nice picture so you can see what it looks like. Okay, come on, Frank. I know you're in here somewhere. Okay, let's see.
She does business when she's doing the interview. You believe this?
Kind of like
So,
you.
yeah, isn't that something? You gotta
But
do stuff like this. This is horrific.
I have
Oh
people on the
wow.
phone. I got people on the computer. I got people all over the place
Here he
zooming
is.
into
Can you
this.
see him? Here he is.
Yes.
Frank Barbado. There you go. It's called
Nice.
Frankie B. He's a handsome
He looks
guy.
familiar.
Yeah, you don't know this guy? See how good
Is he in
looking
Florida?
Huh? Yeah,
Where is
he's
he?
in Florida. He's in Boca with me. He's in Boca. He lives in
Oh,
Boca.
well, maybe we
Yeah,
can get him
and
to do it online, Freddie.
yeah, that's
Sure,
another
you
new
can.
guest I'm gonna have. You know what? I don't know if you can hear this, but he sings this the flu virus thing. He so here you go. From across the sea, it lingered there, and then see, he's talking about the coronavirus. It's beautiful. See?
So funny.
She leaves me speechless.
Look at it.
Yeah, and she's frozen.
And she froze again. Well, let's take the moment. Let's take a commercial break. Maybe she'll log back in and join us for the next half hour. But she puts a great perspective on it, because you know what, you look at things and then you look back on your life and say, you remember when. And as hard as these times are right now, and they're hard for everyone in a variety of ways, if you can look at it and say, wow, look at the blessings that I have, look where we are, look what we've got going, look where we were, look where we are now, you know what? And they say this too shall pass, and I know it's just a saying, and it's really hard to hear that under such hard times, but it will pass. And you know what, maybe there's something greater on the other side of this journey for everyone. Maybe it's a way to keep everyone connected, to go back to what we're doing spirituality this week with whatever religion you celebrate, you believe in a higher power. It's all sitting right here for us this week. And it is my greatest hope and prayer that with this collective prayer and this collective hope this week, that everyone celebrates their own traditions, that we can actually help eradicate what is going on in the negative side of this and come out stronger in the next few days. So let's take a commercial break. Let's see if Mama Ali can get back logged in. Dr. Khalila Ali joining us at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can also check out our new page, AMP Media Productions. And hopefully, Freddie, we can put up that video, which is a culmination of AMP2 TV, New Dawn Media, and a little help from our animator. You'll see what we've got coming out next. So let's take a quick break. We will see you on the other side.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
Kids for Kids Ministry. The vision is to see children in Haiti emerge from extreme poverty into an extraordinary destiny in Christ. The problem is the orphans in Haiti lack clean water to drink and food sustainability. These children need art-integrated education, medical needs, shoes, clothes, a lunch program, and teacher salary aid. The mission is to sponsor local leaders in Haiti to support them in the care of orphans and vulnerable children. In January of 2020, Kids for Kids traveled to Haiti to visit the orphans at their home and at their school. The school has now grown to 30 children attending daily classes, but there are many things to improve upon. To help us or to donate, contact Patty Paget at Kids for Kids Ministry, 561-876-1710. That's Kids for Kids Ministry at 561-876-1710.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
What do you got to do around here to get a bell? It sounds like a bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
Wow, I don't know if Mama came back in, but isn't that terrific that you're able to have? Oh, there she is.
I'm back.
She came out of nowhere.
You can't get rid of me that easy.
She scared the hell out of me.
I love you, baby. I love you.
We were just saying how you put it all in perspective, right? You just look at your life and say, you know what? This is a great time in life. It's a hard time, but there are some great things in life. I mean, the fact that we can do this and bring Mama in and talk to her and see that she's healthy. I've been worried about you. We hadn't heard from you, and you're doing
Oh, I
great.
love you, man. Yeah, but you might be out of sight, but you're not out of mind. There you go.
Never. What are your words of inspiration?
I want to before we get there. I want to say hi to some friends that have tuned in: Jay Harmon, Lindsay, DJ. We have Faith Washington, Stevo, my man Stevo, which put on some DJ music. Says hello, Mama. Andrea from Jeff's office, also Seth Levy, who's a good friend for many years, says hello. Everybody's pouring to say hello to you, Mama.
I love them. Thank you so much for your hellos. I hope y'all guys out there stay safe, stay inside, go only when you have to go. Never go without a mask on your face or gloves. Just be precautious, whether it's a hoax or not. Be prepared just in case. So
You have everything you need.
I got everything I need. But you know what? It's a lot of times, we go through a lot of the hurricane and we sanitizers, we have gloves. I have already had that in my apartment. A lot of many Floridians are really prepared for this kind of thing. So, going to the store, I've always stocked with paper towels, toilet paper. I'm always high stocked in it because I don't like going to the store day after day. So, I've been blessed to be prepared for this. And when things get back on attack, I've had boxes and boxes of gloves. I've had almost 5 boxes of gloves even before it came out, and sanitizer, because I like to keep my hands clean from germs on just a natural level. But there's no excuse. You need to either make your mask or whatever, but you should use them. There's a lot of things going on we don't know about. That's really a hidden agendas going down. So just be prepared to make sure you're safe and healthy. And this day too shall pass, because the Creator will not allow a lot of people to die unnaturally. Whenever you're born, you're already programmed what time you're gonna die. So don't get hysterical or out of shape. On a normal base, people die every day anyway, from flu, from pneumonia, from heart attacks, from natural causes. Death is always going to be there. That's part of the life, the symptoms that we have. So just be happy you're here, be thankful, be grateful, because living in this life is a gift. So just be thankful and be happy. Keep everything positive and happy in your mind, no matter what's going down or what's going on. It's all good because you're alive and you're here to be a part of it. So, I just say, just be happy.
That's what it's
Mama,
about. Enjoy life.
how's your
That's
community?
right.
You're so
Community is
entrenched.
Huh?
You're in the art community. You're helping these kids. You're in the trenches of people that may not have food for their children, and you're right in the pulse of the area. What's happening with everybody? What do they need?
Well, they have a lot of food banks and everything. What I do, I every once in a while gather up some breads and gloves and stuff like that and give it to the community, to our neighbors right here in the Palms Apartments here, which is a senior apartment. And this is good to help others while we're doing it at the same time. But limit that, because I'm 70. I'm at that age that it's more, harder on us because we're older. So you have to be very careful. Careful. I've always worn a mask and gloves. They should have said gloves and masks the minute it broke out, because when you don't know something about something, it's good to be prepared for that.
You're right. She's always got such a great outlook, right? Mama, you've been through so many things. I mean, your life has been filled with so much amazing greatness and people and opportunities. I can't wait to read your book and get the perspective from you.
Well, you know what? That when you read the book, it's going to be a total different outlook. You're going to see the happy parts, the majority of part, but when you hear the down parts, it's going to be unbelievable. You're not going to even believe how he came through all of it, because it was really tough coming through what I went through, and it was publicly uh, very agonizing, because most of my problems was publicized all the time, and that was even harder for me. And I didn't have a friend or anything to really be supportive of. You never know who your friends are. So, not knowing who to trust around you, I had to go through that. I mean, I went through something really horrific. I've had nervous breakdowns, but it just didn't get in the press. When you want to keep something private, you can keep something private if you want to. I had to keep it private. But
How'd you
I
get
would be
through?
exposing. It was tough. It was very tough. But I think having my faith, staying focused on my faith, pulled me through all of it. And it was really tough. But having faith pulled me through, because, you got good parents helping you through things. They give you little things that you never forget growing up, and it kind of holds you together. It holds you together, and especially if you look at the best part of it. If I would look at everything happened to me and I blamed everybody for everything, I wouldn't be who I am. So, I'm just blessed to have been able to go through it. We're adapted to go through things. These children today, the young ones, a lot of times they don't know what the word no means, and they don't understand when you say no, it's a reason for it, and it builds better character. When you get rejected on something, it's a good thing, not a bad thing. So you have to. These young people have to learn to accept the rejection. Then a lot of our young people can't accept rejection, and they go the wrong way.
Mama,
So
we were talking earlier this morning about people being home and the rise of domestic abuse and child abuse.
yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. You know what? If it's in the home, it's going to stay in the home. And it takes a strong person to pray for those people. And we need to pray for one another that our children are safe. And this is a bad world. It has a badness in this world. It's not large, but it's big enough to pray for them. You have to pray for them. Everybody in time has a reason to be here, and a reason to suffer, and a reason to survive. So I
We
think
got to pray. We got to bring hope. I mean, talk about
Yeah.
hope. Everything that this amazing lady has been through, Freddie.
Yeah.
You've
And
been
it's
through
not
so
over.
much.
Yeah, it's not over, because when that book comes out, a lot of people are going to be upset.
Oh, we can't
But
wait to
that's,
have her back.
but you know something? That's okay. They can be upset.
It's okay.
They can be whatever they want to be. That's okay, because you're going to tell them the truth. I always tell people there are three sides to every coin. There's hers
Right.
or his, there's mine, and then there's the truth. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's up to you. If you want to be upset, then be upset. You got to be a stand-up guy to say, you know something? I did what she says I did, right, wrong, or indifferent. Maybe she has a different perspective on it, but it's the truth. The bottom line is you can't hide for the truth.
No, you can't. And you know what? A lot of people are going to have their pros and the cons. That's going to be expected. And a lot of people might call me names, might say, oh, well, because she's not married to him, she's jealous or whatever. Please. I'm never jealous of something that I rejected. There was a reason for rejection, there's a reason for divorce. Okay? So what I did in my lifetime, I never regretted anything. Maybe one thing I regretted in my lifetime. One. But even though I regret it, maybe the outcome I wouldn't have been as strong as I turned out to be. For what happened, what I regretted that happened to me really hurt me. But you know what? If it hadn't been that way, I wouldn't have been as strong as I am now. So even for that one regret, maybe I think that shouldn't be. I shouldn't really regret it because everything came out the way I wanted to come out. I'm good.
What do you always say? You never know what we want things to come out. God has another plan. We can plan,
Yeah,
and God has another plan. And ultimately, I know people are going to yell at me and say, why is God's plan that people are dying and sick? I'm not saying at all that is God's plan, but in our day-to-day life and what we think we want, I always tell Freddie, you have to be specific for what you ask for. If not, God's going to give you what God thinks you're going to get. You got to really be specific. Mama Chatterbox. Marissa from Chatterbox says, hi, Mama. She says, how is she your mama? And she's my mama.
That's right. I love being. I'm glad my kids, my travels teaching to children and elder people. They all came up with the same name, Mama Ali. So I'm really proud of that name. So I said I might as well use it because first I'm a mama, and if I can't be a mama to my own kids, at least I can be a mama to everybody else's. So there you go.
I have an idea, Mama. You used to have your coloring book, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. I do.
You know, Freddie, these kids are home from school right now. What better way that maybe we can share some of Mama's concepts, even a page at a time, and with a link how they can purchase it and make a donation about manners and kindness. Because now's the time, as parents, as grandparents, as caregivers, we share with our kids, you know what? This is what Mama says, and let's do it.
Yes.
Right? Maybe
Yes.
one page.
I think it's a fantastic thing that you got all these kids home, and all the parents are like, "Really?" I think it's time to teach them how to have some manners at home. What's wrong with it? You got a captive audience.
That's right. That'll be great. We can have a nice Mama Ali session online. If this thing goes as long as it takes us, if I see it doesn't be clearing up anytime soon where we still have to contact with the kids and everything. You know, a lot of times I've been looking at the news and have been talking about how the family, husband and wives, are going stir crazy, and they want to be apart. They're like under each other. They need space, but that's the whole point. You have to learn how to adapt to be with one another. There's no there. God is making it where you don't have the space anymore. You got to confront each other one on one, and you need to accept that and learn how to deal with that because you can't adapt to that. You have to put it in a certain mindset to think that way. And you don't need space. You need confidence. You need patience. You have to learn to have patience. This is the
Maybe
time.
we can do story time with Mama Ali, Freddie.
I think that's a great idea. I think we could do the story time. You could put the link for the coloring book in there. I think that people would really welcome this. I think we should put this out there and see what happens.
And put it on our network. Programming.
Yeah, I just put it on your network. Hey, that's cool. We'll have a Mama Time session if you want to. I'd love to do that. You got all the equipment and everything. Yeah, that would be great if we come up with something like that. Maybe a 5 minutes of 10 minutes of just little helpful hints to survive inside this box that we're living in right now. That would be great.
I love it.
And it's just
I love it.
simple things. Yeah, simple things. The children are resilient. They have all this energy, man. They got this energy, just like they're like Duracell batteries. They just like go stir crazy, and for them to focus on something for a minute that give them excitement because it takes a lot of energy. It takes a little little tests and little patience for teach the kids patience too. So that would be great. Only you
It's
guys
so
can come
true.
up with something like that. That's great.
We're
You
working
know
on
what?
that today. Absolutely.
You can keep us out of the studio, but you can't keep me down. So there's
There
always
you
an idea.
go.
And I see what my daughter's doing because she's an art teacher, so she's doing online classes with the kids. Their artwork, you talk about, just a watermelon, what they can do drawing googly eyes and rainbow hands. And kids are kids, right? Kids are purity of heart as they should be. And now's the time to connect to this generation, to them, and teach them hand washing, right? Everything in your book that we've gotten away from hand washing, manners, gratitude, thank you, dinner time, right? Maybe that's the greater message. Mama, maybe you're ahead of your time with your coloring book.
Could be, because this is a great thing. Seeing the kids do schoolwork online from school, and it's good. I saw a lady the other day on TV teaching handwriting for children, and they have taken that out of schools.
Yeah.
So I heard doing that on television, teaching the children how to do script writing cursive, because a lot of children cannot read cursive, and that's
True.
sad. And I don't know why they took it out of school, because when you get older, you have to learn how to sign. What you're gonna do? Make an X? Like if you go back in the old days and make an X, you have to learn how to sign your name. And you can't sign your name printing your name. Signatures is what's powerful. You have to have a signature on everything that you do.
How do people get your coloring book?
Oh, we're going to get something set up by summertime. They'll be able to go to mamaali.com and buy your book right online, and it'll be shipped to you. It's Mama Ali, MAMMAALI, Mama Ali with 2 M's. And it will be mamaali.com. You can go straight there and purchase your book. So it'll be ready by summer, by June. By June, I think it should have it ready.
You know that we can put the pages digitally so that people can download the coloring book right in their homes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can be able to do that too. But right now, it's only the purchase of the books, because we have so many in our inventory right now. We have to get rid of them. So until we get rid of this inventory, then they can be able to download with no problem.
Sounds good. More to come with Mama Ali. We're going to do story time with Mama Ali. I'm excited. Freddie, like between our shows, we can do like a commercial break instead of headline news. We can do something with Mama, right? How much better would that be?
That would be great.
Absolutely.
I would be
Mama,
honored
stay
to do
healthy.
that.
Thank you for joining us. Stay healthy. We're going to talk to you
Okay.
soon.
Okay.
Love
So
you.
when are we going to put Frank Barbado? We're going to put him on the show?
We're going to, we'll call him. We'll make it big.
We're gonna make a
Okay,
connection, and
Thank you so
we'll be in
much.
touch. We'll be in touch with you. Don't go away. We're gonna be in touch with you later on today.
Okay, I'll call you later, talk to you, and thank you for being online.
Thank you, Mama. Love you.
Thank you, Mama.
Love you too.
Great.
God bless.
Great.
All right.
Very
Love
nice.
you. What a nice treat, huh, Freddie?
Very nice. Joy also says words of inspiration. Sylvia, words of inspiration. I didn't know that Mama Ali had gone through so much.
More than
And,
well, she told us a glimmer, but it is not our story to tell, and it will come out in the book.
Yeah.
Right. Everything, as we always say, the grass is not always greener on the other side. What would we say? One man's trash is another man's treasure. If you put out your stories in your laundry, you're more apt to take your own stuff back, because you're not going to want what anybody else has. Somehow we've learned to cope and deal with what we have. But you and I have been talking today, and one point before we bring Ann and we go into our 1 o'clock hour, I want to bring up again is when people are home, you tend to fall back into old habits. There's old habits of lack, the thoughts of, am I good enough? I've lost my job. I can't feed my kids. That's not what this is about. This is the time, in my opinion, to pull up your bootstraps and say, I got this. And remember who you are and the mission of who you are and why you had children, why you started this business, why you went into the career you went into, whatever that is, and hold on to that hope, because the light is there. If we sit and we get in our head and we go to this roller coaster and go backwards, that doesn't serve anyone, including ourselves, our children, our families. It's not easy, but you got to hold on to that hope and know who you are and not go back to those.
I'm glad you brought that up, because Teddy has the logo up for the new platform. If we want to spin that, if we want to see that, and this is just giving people an opportunity. We're going to put Mama Ali on this. We got a few people lined up. And this is a spin that animator had to put together. So Teddy, you can spin that whenever you want. But this is what it's all about.
I love that.
Now, he put the butterflies in there because you wanted butterflies, right? And Teddy just ran out the door. But
I know. Sorry, Teddy.
but the butterflies are also a sign of rebirth, right? You go from a caterpillar to a butterfly. It shows the significance of that is that there are better times ahead. So it's appropriate. I think I like that the kids did that. They put that together. We started doing the show today with Fuego on the platform, and I'm going to invite some other people to just put it out there so we can get some of the kinks out. We could bring Mama Ali there. We could bring her here so she could do a story, a reading segment as well. No end to what we can do if we put our heads together.
I am so excited. My daughter saw that piece and she goes, Mom, I think that is the best piece promo you have ever put out from your studio. I mean, he captured Freddie.
No, wait, but hold on. Tell your daughter to take it easy.
I mean, Freddie, your hat, my wand, our logos, the butterflies, everything in my head. Hector knows it. When I explained it to him step by step, how he puts it together, it's magnificent. It makes me tear. And Teddy, I'm sorry, there's so many butterflies. But yes, Freddie, I didn't even realize what the butterflies signified. To me, I just saw them in my head. But you're right. It's about the transformation, the rebirth, how we can all grow and do this together. Want to go to commercial break? When we come back, let's talk to Ann. Actually, speaking with Ann, I know she's really, really busy. It's Passover tonight, and she, unlike me, has been cooking, so I can't wait to hear her words of inspiration. Stay tuned. We'll be talking to Ann Dector when we get back.
The benefits of CBD are well known, but not all CBD is equal. At your CBD store, our award-winning products are made from organic industrial hemp. Your CBD store products are third-party tested for purity, and we offer a wide variety of products to meet your needs and preferences. From water solubles, topical creams and oil drops, to pet products. Visit your CBD store and let our knowledgeable staff guide you. Your CBD store.
Healing Moments Wellness Boutique.
Does your business Moby Pop? A new way to grow your business. Using a simple keyword, drive customers right to you with just a click. Customers will receive your personalized digital business card within seconds, with all your contact information in one place, including a gallery of photos, videos, and clear call to action that drives sales. Promote your products and services, or share a hot new listing with custom event pages and RSVP form, boosting qualified leads. Special offers and promotions are directly sent to your potential customers' phones with text campaigns, increasing foot traffic and creating a loyal following. Let MobiPop drive your marketing campaign. Focus on your business. Let MobiPop focus on growing it.
Are you here to be good? Or are you here to be great? Outstanding! Hi, my name is Ann Shoshana Dector, and I am an author, motivational speaker, and leadership educator. I share with individuals and businesses the proven tools necessary so that you can make friends with challenges and use them as opportunities to grow from good to better. So you can have it all. Unified, supportive, and creative corporate communities, financial abundance, and a clear mission-driven purpose. Contact me at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. Grow from good to better in 2020. Work with me individually or ask me to speak at your next event. goodtobetter2020@gmail.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I gotta get something done.
I love that piece. I hope Teddy's okay with the butterflies. I really do. Teddy, I was thinking you when I asked him to put them in, but they just seemed right. So, I'm doing this 21-day I finished my 21-day meditation yesterday. So, I started a group, and then we have our crew on another group. And we had my original summation yesterday. It was with Felice Minkin and some other people who were part of the group that had stayed on their group. And I said how I put out a note to everyone saying, is everyone still in or not? If not, that's great. Just let me know. I won't keep sending the things out. And you all replied, of course we're in. And one of the ladies, and here's how hope continues to grow, right? How we continue to give hope and inspire. We had gone all through this 21-day meditation with Felice. And she says, oh my gosh, I've started a group also, but it never occurred to me to reach out to everyone and ask them if they were still in or not. She said, I just felt it was back to my lack in the rest of my life that I wasn't going to ask, and people always left my life. So I let it be with that. She said, you inspired me. I should have just asked.
But Dawn, everybody in the group, including me, responded. We didn't get the memo that we had to say or do anything. We were following what you told us to do.
But but I asked you all, right? And so her point being was she didn't, even after all of this, she still went backwards in her old thought process and didn't have the confidence to even ask her group of people, are you in or are you not? That was the point. So every which way we go, we're all learning and growing, and it's a hike, it's a journey, it's a process. And especially this week, we've talked about this for about 6 weeks already, saying how the culmination, we're coming up to Passover, we're coming into Easter with all of this stuff. And here we now are in this week, this holy week for so many, sitting here and living everything that we've been taught and everything that our ancestors came before us and have walked through their journey to bring us to this point. And now it's up to us to do this for other generations. So I'm excited. And again, a little serendipitous and a little coincidental that we start Passover tonight, and Ann Dector actually speaking with Ann, a life coach, a spiritual coach. Everything she does, her segment is on Wednesday. So, Ann, I hope you're there. I think I saw you logged in. Oh, look at that.
We're here. I don't know how we're here. We're here.
What do you mean you don't know how you're here?
Well, the amount of cooking and preparation that's been going on is it's a lot, but well worth it. The table is set, the consciousness is set, and I said to Dawn, maybe I should cancel because we just got so much going on. She said absolutely not, and thank you for that, Dawn, because it's so important to be sharing right now. It's so important. I even roped in Dan. I said, Dan, you're going to sit with me for a few minutes at least. So you got us.
Dan looks like he lost more weight. You both do.
It's been amazing. We're I guess maybe because you can't even go out really to the grocery store, so we eat what we got in the house. Yes, I dropped more weight. He just part of the rituals before Passover is to get haircuts, because we go into, most people don't know this, but we go into a time frame after Passover called the Omer. It's a time of 49 days where we don't get haircuts and we don't do a lot of things. We don't start anything new. And the reason for that is because Passover, this time frame is really amazing, because energetically what happens is God took us out of Egypt. God took us out of slavery. So that's kind of antithetical to what we're all about, being creators, making our life happen. So God had to take us out because as a society, we had fallen to such a low level of morality that had God not taken us out, we would have just, what?
Been stuck there.
We would have been stuck there. It wouldn't have been a good thing to be stuck in such a place of terrible, disgusting morality. So that's why right after Passover, like they say, that the night of the Seder, and everything I'm sharing with you is for all of humanity. That what's happening is that we're going to get such a hit of light tonight.
It's a freebie.
It's a freebie. Thank you. It's a freebie.
It's for everybody.
For all of humanity, that's going to take us out. That's going to take us out of our own personal slavery, bondage. And now more than ever, man, people are in it. People are feeling the fear, the doubt, the uncertainty, the lack of clarity, the panic. And they're in it. So tonight is for everybody. It's for all of humanity to get taken out. But once we're taken out, what happens after is we go into a 49-day period called the Omer, where we got to earn back our morality, our values, our ethics, our loving, caring, and sharing way of life. We got to earn it back, because no one gets anything for free. So during that 49 time frame, it's between Passover and the receiving of the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. So we have Passover, and 49 days later, we get the most incredible influx of immortality and love. And it's just the most incredible tool that the universe, that God ever gave to us, were the 10 Commandments, this guidebook, the Torah, on how to live a life of joy and fulfillment and blessings and to have it all. But we got to earn that, because we're coming out of Egypt like slaves, with a slave mentality. So today, what does that look like? I feel like I'm on a rant, like I'm on a major lecture.
Well, and I wanted to ask you, how do we put that in perspective to today? Because in my mind, there's no way we can't look at the similarities of what we are going through today, what Jesus went through this week for Holy Week, going into Good Friday, into Easter. I mean, we are all in this week, and not every year do our holidays fall synergistically. There are times when they're weeks apart. So to me, there's a greater calling to all this, but only you can put this together way better than I can.
Yeah, it's amazing. And also when you think about it, well, first of all, tonight we have one of the last of the 10 plagues, which was the slaying of the firstborn. So what were we told to do?
Stay in the house and put blood on the lintels and posts of the doors.
Stay in the house. So the plague of the slaying of the firstborn.
They had social distancing 3,400 years ago.
Yes. So they were told, social distance yourself, go into your houses, close the door to let the plague pass over you. So no accidents. That also we're hearing word out is that the next week
is going to be the worst week.
Well, we don't know what's going on. I'm hoping this is the end. I'm hoping tonight we're done. I'm hoping Mashiach comes and game over. But it's no accident that we're going into our house now and we're closing the door like so many families all over the world. So many people are going into their houses tonight for Seder, this weekend for, what is it, Good Friday?
Yes, it's Good Friday.
Good Friday. Everyone's going in. Everyone's going into their houses. So what are you going to do when you're in that house? That's the question more than anything else, Don.
Well, I think, can I weigh in? The thing is that, the old way we were living isn't working. So we just need to look at ourselves and what's not working and what can we improve both in ourselves and in society. I think that's what we need to do.
I think that the biggest question, Doc, and then is, are we going to learn a lesson? And it's funny because I'm getting bombarded with all these conspiracy deals about this, and I'm really not into the conspiracy part of things right now. That's not where my head is at right now. I'm mourning death. I know people who are in trouble. My sister's up there. I'm not even thinking about conspiracy. But are we going to learn from this lesson, or are we going to go back to doing what got us into the soup to begin with?
Well, one thing you have to be concerned is that, the virus, whatever's going, doesn't know social borders and doesn't know race, it doesn't know religion. It hits everybody. Judgment. This is kind of like a judgment that hits everybody. So we got to, it's like we're in this boat together. We need to learn how to survive it together. And it's not going to be through division. It's going to have to be through that. We're going to have to find some common ground, and we're going to have mercy on each other. And from mercy, we'll learn to love each other in a certain respect, and we'll learn to work to.
Well, this is where Dan and I disagree. We had this conversation this morning. He said to me, it was very funny. Last night, there's a tradition of taking 10 pieces of bread and placing them around your house the night before the Seder and searching for them by the light of a candle. And you say a certain blessing before and you say a certain blessing after, but the consciousness, what you're really doing is there are 10 channels through which the light force of God comes down into our universe. Right now, those channels are pretty good. So we need to cleanse them. So what we do each time we pick up this little piece of bread by the candle, we're cleaning one of those pipes. Tonight, when that great influx of light comes in, we get as much light as we get. We get like an electric charge. So Dan and I, we were running around a little bit and we forgot to do certain blessings and we forgot to do something. So we started getting like really antsy with one another. And I said to him, that's it. We're going to do a do-over. Do-over. Because the word Seder means lesader in Hebrew, lesader, which means to order. What we're doing this time frame, we're ordering what you're like. So if we go in with everything doing alterations right now, creating the Seder, creating whatever we're doing, we're going in with that consciousness said there, we be the most loving, the most considerate, the most on top of our game. Go in because that's what we want the rest of our year to look like. And that's what's going on right now.
And what I love here, and I don't even have a shank bone, okay? So I said to my daughter, she goes, we can put the dog's toy bone on. I said, I need to go back to preschool and take out because I didn't go to the grocery store. There was no shank bone on Instacart that I could have ordered. So I thought, God will understand and I will improvise with a shank bone, right? I will draw a bone or whatever it is. But it makes you rethink. I can use a chicken bone, right?
Chicken wing, it doesn't matter. What matters is we're going in with this consciousness of less sader, to order. What do we want to order? You asked me, how could we use this time wisely? Yes. Really sit down and go in instead of like the rush. craziness and oh my God, and it has to be perfect, and the tablecloth and the cooking, and I can't get what I need, and the fear and the panic. You go in with whatever you get, you get. You remember when the kids were young? We said you get what you get. Remember that?
Yep.
And that's what we're doing. So we did this do-over last night. It was hysterical because I said to him, I'm not going into this year making, do your due diligence. Let's sit down. Let's remind ourselves, what is the events? What is what are we supposed to be doing? This is a world of thought and action.
And what I love, Freddie, about this whole concept, it's not being Jewish, it's not being Christian, it's not being Catholic, it's not being Muslim. It's about humanity. This is a concept for everyone about stopping. And maybe, listen, I ordered 3 takeout dinners for tonight, right? So I'm not cooking. So yeah, I ordered. But in my sense, I will do what needs to be done here. It's different for you as well, Freddie. Easter's different. It's not about the food, right? It's about the concept of coming together as we can. And having some more love and compassion. Dan?
It's even deeper. It's about consciousness. Because now we're reaching a time and with technology where now they have machines that can read your thoughts. They're rudimentary, but if you could have a machine that reads your thoughts, that turns on the car engine, that brakes the car, that does this and that for you. I mean, that's life at the speed of thought. So, we have to purify up here now because we're getting to a spot where, if life is going at the speed of consciousness, then we can have destruction just as easily. So that's why we got to purify ourselves up here. However you do
That's
it.
very cool. That's very cool.
Freddie, what you think?
So that's what's going on.
I look at all the different things that are happening, and you're right. It's not about religion; it's about being human. And I look at some of the things that we should learn from, whether it's biblical stories or times. If you think about it, what's going on now happened throughout history. The cleansing of the earth, doing the wrong thing. Mother Nature don't like it, and she can get rough. Tornadoes and hurricanes and famine and feast and ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-boom. My contention on this whole thing is this is touching everything and everyone. This is like a giant wave where everybody's going to get wet. This is about when are you going to get sick, not if you're going to get sick. We're stalling for time to see what could happen in cures and this and this and that. And I know that everybody's racing to look for it. They're even tripping over each other instead of we're working with one another, which sometimes bothers me, but I get it. I get what's going on here. My question here is, here it is, the holidays, right? You have Passover, you have Easter. This is when everything is supposed to start new. Now, coincidence? I don't believe in it. Sometimes God speaks in very mysterious ways. It says, maybe now is the time to cut the old and start the new. And my biggest worry is that we're not listening. We're not listening. We got to cut the old and start the new. Start the new. Start something clean.
It's so funny you say that because I was speaking with a gentleman from England in capacity of what I do, my work. And he was just going, how is everything going? And I said, it's really interesting. I said, it's like we're going through a hurricane. He says, what do you mean? I said, we in Florida, we get ready, we prepare for these hurricanes, right? We go out, we get our food and what have you. So it almost feels very familiar in that aspect. I said, but the thing that doesn't feel familiar is that it's not just when it's happening to Florida, the news channels are on 24/7. I said, now you guys are getting a taste with COVID. The news channel is on 24/7 and the news is playing the same around the world, as opposed to when we're here in Florida and the hurricane is coming, we get it 24/7, the newscasting, and it can drive you insane. But he said, so I said that pressure, that constant pressure is not something that the rest of the world is used to living with, but in terms of having the news on all the time. We have it starting 2 weeks before the hurricane and it's constantly there, the pressure. So this is what I say to people in answering to you, Freddie, is the gentleman in England asked me, he says, when do people typically hire you? When do they reach out to you? I said, you know what? They reach out to me when the pressure is so intense and the pain is so deep and hard that they have no other recourse than to turn for assistance. And this is humanity. I've come to terms with that I'm kind of the last ditch stop when people are in so much pain that they have nowhere to go, like they've already reached the bottom of the pit and they have no place to go but up. I don't want to see humanity fall to that place. History has shown us that we do tend to go to that place. So here's the plea, here's the call, here's the calling. Don't get to that place. Stay in a place of joy and in a place of appreciation. If you're wrought with panic and fear, reach out to someone you know who can support you in changing your mindset. Connect with me. I'm open to talking to anybody who needs to reframe or reset or recalibrate their consciousness. The biggest lesson I hope that people get from all this is not to wait till they get to the very bottom of the pit before at that point, you got to claw your way out. It's almost impossible. It takes a superhuman effort to claw yourself out. Use Passover, use Easter, use this incredible moment of time, these gates that are opening tonight, gates opening tonight, for you to walk through and get a support. There's going to be so much light flooding the universe tonight. Use that support. If you don't know what to do, if you're making a Seder for yourself for the first time, or you just sit there and you have a talk with your creator and you say, uplift me. I want to do, this is the word in Hebrew, which is the closest word that I can use to express this state of consciousness, is teshuvah. And
that means to return.
It means to return. Not so much repentance, which is the normal or the standard translation, but it means to return back to that state, your real you.
That state of consciousness.
The state of consciousness that was pure and loving and open and saw hope and potential and everything, and that was willing to fight. I'm sorry, Dawn, we got to fight now. We got to fight so hard.
It's funny because right before you came, and we've talked about you all week, about the battle. And Freddie says, we're in this war without a gun. And I said to him, of course, Freddie, actually, I disagree with you. But to me, we have a gun of hope. And before you came on, I said, this is the time for people to understand who they are, why they are who they are, the mission they represent, their business, their career, what they feel in their heart, and not let all of this noise from the outside almost try to change you. But have that hope of who you are and hold on to that one. He's laughing because he's talking about guns.
I'm laughing because you take things, you twist it all around. I feel like I feel like a pretzel. What I said was, a lot of people feel that we are in a gunfight without a gun, that the enemy, which is this virus, has a gun. Now, I got some bullets today. I've been looking so forward for the two of you to come on. And I didn't even know about Passover and all of that, but that wasn't the reason. The reason that I'm happy that you're on, I don't think there's enough of you going around, because I feel today you're giving me a bullet for today. It's giving me a shot to fight at this back. So my partner here, she got a little bit emotional during the week, What I'm saying is, I just want to be able to have a gun in this fight, because this is a fight. This is a fight of life and death. Me, the diabetic, who everybody tells me don't go out. Eventually, I got to go out. There are things I got to go out for. Not because I want to. I'm not going to a party. There are things to make these platforms better that I have to go out. And I'm not sending Teddy. I'm not sending anybody. I'm going to do what I got to do. But today, I feel with these two, I got a bullet. I got a chance. I see change. Cut that doesn't serve you. Start it new. Don't wait until you're on your knees. Maybe you should do it while you're walking. Maybe you should learn to listen, because I'm a firm believer that he who doesn't read history is bound to repeat it. Ask Napoleon. Okay, ask some of the crazies that were here before us who did the stupid thing and did it over and over again. So that was my comment. I have a bullet in my gun today, and today I'm going to go to war. I think that, Ann, you are 100% right. I think we need that mentality to get over this thing.
You know, one thing is, maybe when the dust settles, we'll all lead a little simpler life where we're not striving after, things that don't mean anything, things that don't enhance our life, because, we're running after things, and some of it's destructive. And quite frankly, if we lived the simple life, maybe that wouldn't, and maybe it would allow us to get in touch with our real selves. And one other thing, Freddie, you're absolutely right. When you said about, changing things, make sure not to throw the baby out with the bathwater, meaning that what is good, keep. What doesn't work, we should change.
Yeah, and this is all about change right now and resilience. This is about, bobbing and weaving. This is it, guys. This is truly resilience on steroids. Is that a good thing? Resilience on steroids, right? Resilience on steroids. So
yeah.
What does that mean? It means, I don't know, I'm still processing it, but I really find myself really going back in time to my childhood. I did a post and I shared how growing up on the farm, there were certain things that I always asked, why did I have to grow up a good Jewish girl on a farm away from my community? Like, what the heck? I was the only Jew in a 90-mile radius. I was discriminated against. I remember I was, our bus ride to school was a 45-minute bus ride. And there was this senior who got on the bus and decided that he was going to torture me, that was his life's mission for whatever reason. And it started with, Jew girl, go back to the city, you don't belong here, throwing scotch tape in my hair. And no one did anything. No one defended me. No one stood for me.
Not even the bus driver.
Not even the bus driver. And I remember this went on for about 6 months because it was the middle of the winter. And I remember this clearly. I was getting back on the bus, and the bus driver, the door was open, and I was about to walk on the bus, and the bus driver was right there watching. And this big boy, he was over 6 feet tall, started pelting me with snowballs. And again, with the Jew girl, go back to the city. We hate you. You don't belong here. And man, I snapped. To this day, I remember what I did. Here, I'll show you on Dan.
No.
Yeah, get it. Right, I don't know if you can see this. I took the kid's head, like he was 6 feet high, like really tall. I grabbed his head down, brought up my knee, and cracked him in the nose.
Wow.
And then I gouged his face.
Why are you telling all this?
Because it's about resilience. It's about people. It's resilience. And I don't know why. But my point is, though, you don't want to get to that point in life. I don't know, maybe I should have dealt with it sooner. I should have called people in. I didn't know what to do. Who knows what to do in that situation? But I snapped.
It's a tough situation.
And I remember standing for myself and fighting for myself. Maybe that wasn't the right way for a 16-year-old to fight for herself. But I remember crying all the way home in the bus. No one touched me after that. No one said a word to me after that. And maybe that's why I come from this place of fighting, of resilience, that there are so many stories of growing up where I had to be resilient. I remember in the winter, we had an old style water pump in the barn. And my job was to feed the animals. So every morning before getting on that bus at 7:15 in the morning, I had to go out and break up the ice, and I had to defrost the water pump because it was frozen. So I had to schlep from the house hot boiling water, pour it on the water pump, feed the animals. All of these thoughts and stories are being stirred up.
It's interesting because I wonder now, a lot of us will all be doing virtual Seders, right? Virtual Easter. And if you don't like what somebody says, you can turn them off, right? Usually family gatherings, it's don't talk about this, don't talk about that. It'll be interesting to see the dynamics of how it changes with the virtual platform. What, do you miss it? Do you not? It's going to be a lot of different things. In a time of resilience, I love the way you talked about the gate opening and the light coming through. You can actually visualize hope coming out of all of this. Let's go to commercial break. You guys stay with us. We're going to talk to Dr. Dan a little bit when we get back as well. Nice haircut, by the way. You can give us a call, 866-224-5422. And you can reach Ann and Dr. Dan by email at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Are you here to be good? Or are you here to be great, outstanding? Hi, my name is Ann Shoshana Dector, and I am an author, motivational speaker, and leadership educator. I share with individuals and businesses the proven tools necessary so that you can make friends with challenges and use them as opportunities to grow from good to better, so you can have it all. Unified, supportive, and creative corporate communities, financial abundance, and a clear mission-driven purpose. Contact me at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. Grow from good to better in 2020. Work with me individually or ask me to speak at your next event. goodtobetter2020@gmail.com.
To the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422. At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Those are my cowbells. We need more cowbells.
Those are your.
Oh,
we gotta
no.
get Ann a cowbell so she can
We
keep
gotta
it
what?
at home. Get
Yes,
Ann and
we
Dan
gotta
a
get-
cowbell.
We got to get a bunch of cowbells. I also wanted to mention real quick before we get back to the doc about the CBD people. They hit the mark. The 25 calls that we wanted done.
Nice.
Very nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Your
They hit the
CBD
mark.
store.
Uh-huh. And then, Doc, I wanted to talk to you about that because I'm using that CBD that's helping me with my neuropathy. We talked about this.
Okay.
And last night, Linda gave me something else, thinking that I wouldn't know the difference. And I sat there and I says, okay, now when are you going to give me the good stuff? And she says to me, it's all the same. It is not all the same. I know the difference because my feet aren't as tight anymore. So I want to thank your CBD store for providing that yesterday. It was fun. We had a lot of fun with that. And they hit the mark. They gave out the 25 packages. Fantastic.
Fantastic. You know, that's amazing. I think that is the first time in the years that we've been doing this that someone gave away 25 items and they were claimed 25 items, which is truly spectacular. So, you know, we are home and everyone's doing their business and doing what they have to do, and it just grows. Yes, Freddie?
Wow. I just got notification from Andrea, who works with Jeff from Promotions for You. They are willing to drop off cowbells to anybody who wants them. That is fantastic. So maybe
And
we
we're
get some
gonna have
cowbells to Doc and
cowbell.
Ann, yeah. You want a
We're gonna have to leave
cowbell? Let us know, baby.
I know.
Can we bling them?
Then they'd be ringing.
Yes, whatever you want. Whatever you want.
You change the sound.
No, if they're on the outside, you might change the sound, maybe.
Yeah. The thing. How do you think the cow
You good?
works?
You know, you've been joining us for so long, and Dan's information has been so spot on. I actually said to Chuck over the weekend, I said, you know, you should give Dan a call after Shabbat and talk to him. I said, because his information has been so spot on. Before any other information has come out, Dan has had this inside knowledge through reading the articles of what's coming next. And I feel like we have this privileged opportunity of working with Ann and Dr. Dan of saying, we know what's coming next. We know these are some options. And it just seems to be taking a whole lot longer for it to come out into the mainstream. But wow, you have been so right on point with so many things. I even told Freddie to call you over the weekend to see the do's and the don'ts for a diabetic. Because in my opinion, they want us home. But there are things maybe he can do more than others. Maybe he shouldn't do. But to all of us to live in the sense of fear and panic is not serving anybody.
So what is your advice?
So there's a lot of telemedicine things that are going on, and I'm getting into telemedicine. And those are opportunities. If you have a medical question, you can address it with your provider, and they can give you advice. So you don't have to run to the doctor's office. I think is a better thing, anyways, because it's all about saving time and not having to wait in a doctor's waiting room and not having to be exposed to other people and the inconvenience. If your doctor knows you and he doesn't really need to examine you at that point, it really is a good thing to do some telemedicine with an establishment. And there's even companies that do telemedicine if they don't know you. You can get some sort of help. So that's one thing that can be, that they're doing. But the other thing I want to share with you is that they're going to be. I've only got 5 test kits, but I got an antibody test kit from. I just up with them last week, and I don't have all the details yet. But 4 drops of blood, you put it onto a card, and you send it through UPS to them, and they tell you in like 3 to 4 days if you're antibody positive or not. But a word about that. So now that they're starting to get antibody tests online, and I think at some point there's going to be like like you have your home pregnancy test. There's going to be a home antibody test. You have a kit,
Right.
you prick your finger, you put a drop, red line that comes up, you're positive, and if the red line doesn't come up, it's negative. But a word of caution about that, and I think that the government and nobody has thought about this, but you still need to do 2 things. Even if you're antibody positive, you should still get the antigen test where they stick the nose, because you could be a carrier. So you could be having there are reports of people having carrying the disease and they're healthy. They could be producing antibodies. The virus is still reproducing inside of them and they're shedding it, but not getting the virus balance with them. So I don't know if anybody knows the answer to this, but it's a possibility. And I think the medical system, before they allow people to go to work, back to work, should do both. Do the antibody testing to see that people have been, over this, and make sure that they're not shedding the virus still. And once those 2 conditions turn to work.
I think that's going to be a standard protocol.
Well, I don't know yet. I haven't heard that. I've heard people.
Well, then you're creating it right now.
Yeah, because the Germans and I think the Brits are talking about a back to work passport, and that's all well and good. Extra mile and be sure that they're not carriers and infecting people that haven't had it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, okay, well, you fought off the virus. That's great. Now you got antibodies. Are you still making virus?
Well, how long, Dan, how long are they saying that you can be a carrier of the virus?
I've heard up to 49 days.
Oh, that's no coincidence.
I have heard up to 49 days.
49 days.
I have another question. Is pneumonia?
Second, all it takes is one person that's carrying it for 49. Maybe 99% of the population will carry it for 2 weeks afterwards, but that one person will spread it to everybody else that hasn't been, exposed and immune to it.
Is pneumonia contagious?
Is what?
Pneumonia, is that contagious?
No, not it. It's the underlying condition that's contagious. Now, some pneumonias are contagious. For example, this COVID is contagious. Bubonic plague is contagious. If you get the pneumonic form, that's highly contagious. And there are others. So some pneumonias are, like if you get streptococcal pneumonia that you get, that's treatable by antibiotics, it's not so contagious. Neither some of the other bad pneumonias are, but some are. So the answer is it depends. Most of them are, but there are contagious, and this one is.
So this is a bad bug. And the other question I have for you, then this will affect anybody and everybody. There isn't, young, old, stronger immune system fights it off. Weaker immune system doesn't work as well. Some people don't even know they have a weak immune system and they perish. I know cases where people gotten it, they've only lived 2 days.
So here's the thing. They have getting it. All ages get it. And some kids and some young adults are getting sick from this. And the answer is that it's and the virus.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty. It's the data, you know, and the thing is that's 21st century medicine. 20th century medicine, you know, doesn't look at that. They just say, oh, this with X number of people get sick, and X number of people that Y number of people don't get sick, but they don't have a good explanation as to why some people get sick and some don't. I really feel that it's genetic, and in the terms that some people will make a able to infect them easily. Their ability to mount an immune system, and that's also being medically exposed
for that.
Well,
There's so many things.
That's something they haven't really done wide association studies yet. But I think that's a forefront. Nobody's even looked at. I think that should be a thing. I mean, genetic medicine is so new that a lot of it's not even being in medical school.
You know, Dan and I fight all the time. So, well, you a lot bigger. But the thing that one of the things we were bickering about is someone sent me a video, which we're all being inundated. A gentleman who is claiming that in order for the virus to attack you, you have to have had some sort of underlying opening for the virus to enter, whether there was already an existing disease or some genetically, there's already an existing injury in somebody. So Dan and I were fighting about that. And on our walk, the dog, we're talking this, and he said that this is not, well, I don't know, what were you saying? You go over my head most of the time.
I am saying that you know, these diseases are a problem to get sick. You just need to be, you need to have, these viruses are so clever that they get into the body a certain way and they get you infected. Now, your response can be genetically determined. Your genes determine how you fight off, how to the extent of the infection, you know, how much the infection you get, and it all determines your strength of fighting the infection and also your reaction to it, you know, free radicals, etc. So 3 things. So in essence, I disagree with this guy. You have to have an injury to cause this. You don't have to have an injury or you know, you're just genetically susceptible.
Look, the one of the things that, you know,
wait a second. Let me just say, we know that from HIV. We knew that in Gambia there were some prostitutes that never got HIV. Everybody else was getting, they weren't. And what they found was that they had a genetic difference. They were in the minority of the population, and because they had this genetic difference, they couldn't get infected. And yeah, it's well known. I think it was on something called CD5 receptor, and their CD5 receptor was different from everybody else, and so the HIV virus couldn't attach, and they never got infected, but everybody else did. So that's what we're seeing with these things. Except nobody's looking into this.
Maybe you should start a whole institute. What do you think?
Well, it takes money.
Well, let's we'll get. Come on, guys. Let's be at the forefront of this trend here.
I think she's right. I think we put it out there and see what happens. You only need the right set of eyes to see this thing. And then, I mean, look at the guy that stands next to President Trump. That guy could be king someday. You know, Fauci, whatever his name is. Everything
Dr.
Fauci
Fauci.
says, Fauci, Fucci, whatever it is. He's on a bagel. He's on. There are people naming their kids Fauci now because of him. What he's talked about, and he's brutally honest. He told President Trump, "Listen, you can say what you want. I'm going to tell you the truth. You got to be honest. You got to start somewhere. And the news that you deliver doesn't have to be good news. It has to be the right news. So maybe she's right. Maybe we work this backwards and see what happens."
Yeah, I think that's, I think listening to him and seeing all the research and everything that he's, it dovetails with his genomic medicine, this whole, the way he's approaching it and looking at things. This is what fascinates him.
Yeah, it's 21st
It's
century medicine.
fascinating. But what you know, Dan, and the information that you've shared with us over the past 6 weeks, 2 months, and what Ann does spiritually and you do, I feel like I've got this inside track of what it is. And now suddenly when people are starting to prescribe the 2 medications, right, you say, wait, hold off, because they're side effects. So don't go and just take them preventatively, get them off the streets, because you don't know what you're doing. And so now we're quick to tell everyone, don't do this without under a doctor's care.
Exactly.
Very important.
And I've been telling people to take magnesium with Zithromax and the hydroxychloroquine. But that's controversial. It's my personal bias, or that it could help the electrical side effect in your heart that's not good. But there are other people that say, no, there's no evidence that this helps. But I took it, and I think that it doesn't hurt you to take it.
To err on the side of caution, to
Yeah,
do everything we can.
That's all I'm saying. And it might be a degree of how you dose and how much before you start seeing before you see suppression of the side effect. Period. So when they start saying, "Oh, it doesn't work," well, it may be how you're taking it, how much, and when you're taking it. It's not so cut and dry.
And the other thing I heard the other day was someone said they had tested positive and then they converted to negative. So people who are waiting now to get their testing 21 days, what is that looking like?
So first of all, before testing means testing the antigen, and if testing the antigen means that you're secreting the virus. So when you're sick, the virus causes you to have snot coming out.
Did you just say snot?
I did.
Usually you're very say
Mucus.
Mucus.
Okay.
I have never heard you. This man doesn't even say pee-pee. Okay? It is urine.
Please.
He doesn't throw or puke. He says vomit. Okay, so now we've got snot.
Okay. So that this virus causes spread. It causes, like a cold virus, it causes production of mucus, and it's that mucus that's infective. It so happens that this is a more efficient way than colds and flus, but I don't get into that. The point of the matter is, this period of time is causing you to secrete mucus, infective, and stick in the swab in the nose, you're positive. Now, so what they're testing is actual virus. So when you test negative, it means you're not making the actual virus anymore. But it doesn't mean that you're not producing antibodies. That's a separate issue. It's a protective mechanism that your body makes to stop the virus. That'll be positive for a longer time. This nasal swabbing could become negative, and that's what you want.
It's a lot of stuff,
Doc,
Freddie.
if you need snot, every morning I wake up with a lot of snot. Okay, I don't know what the hell, we're taking that stuff that Linda made, and every morning I've gone through 3 boxes of giant tissues. I don't know where the hell it comes from. It's bigger than my head. Boy.
Allergies.
Just because you could have been infected with a mild form.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, if you need snot, I got plenty of it.
Every time I sneeze, he's like, "How are you feeling? You got it? You got it?" I go, "I got allergies. I got allergies."
You guys be safe. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you for taking time away today to be with us and sharing our Wednesday segment about next week when we can bring you on. I know it's conflicting with next Wednesday, but we're going to find a day.
Yes, I need my fix. You got to come on.
So you let us know what works for you.
Let the light in tonight, guys. Use it. The gates opening tonight. Receive.
Awesome. Happy Passover. Be safe. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
May you all be.
Perfect.
Wow. You got that?
So how I look forward when they're coming on. It's sort of, it's in the middle of the week and it lifts my spirit. I wasn't having a great morning this morning, lots of stuff going on. But with him, he gives me a sense of comfort. And it's the same thing that's happening with this Fauci guy. When he's on there, Fauci, when he's on there, that whole team with the president and everything is not as, what's the word I'm looking for? We're doomed. And here comes the voice of reason. Good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, he gave a number. He's saying 240,000 deaths. Everybody got horrified. So his point was, let's do something to keep away from that number. And I look at the movies, I look at the films. There's nobody in the streets. The nights are empty. The highways are empty. We just got to keep up the fight. Are there going to be deaths? Yes. We said this already. 2 weeks ago, we didn't do a good job, and we're going to pay for it. This is going to be the worst week. They said that. And then we'll see what happens. But I feel a whole lot better. I love it when Doc and Ann on the air, because it gives me a little morale boost. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad, Passover's for you guys. I want to wish you the best Passover under the most trying times.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. It's going to be interesting. We're going to do a Zoom Seder tonight, but yes, what we got to talk about today was everything. There are no coincidences, right? It's about having faith, having hope, coming together as family and friends, even for Zoom. People are texting me, and I said, you're welcome to join our Zoom Seder. So you all want to join my 2-minute Zoom Seder is what my sister said. So.
Oh, it's only 2 minutes?
Oh, no, some people do it for an hour and a half. My sister likes to do 2 minutes.
Easter Sunday is like all day.
So, well, you'll have to fill us in on Easter Sunday Zoom. But what a great lineup. We had Mama Ali.
Am I allowed to jump in the pool?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
For Easter Sunday.
Oh, sure, why not? Do it. Enjoy it. Enjoy where you are. Be safe, everyone. We had Mama Ali on at 12 o'clock. We're going to bring her on some more. We had Ann Dector and Dr. Dan. You can reach them at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. And at 9 o'clock, we had Lauren Cohen joining us. So we're going to try and bring Ian back another day. If you're looking to get the grant money or the SBA, go to sba.gov. The links are there. The information is there. If you need help to reach out to someone, always let us know. You can send us a message as well. Teddy, thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, tomorrow is Thursday. I'm hoping we get another edition of Slick Speaks and Teddy Unscripted maybe tomorrow. So let's see if we can get that. And Hector, great job on the logo. And we keep going. More to come. So let us know how we can help elevate your business.
And if you want a cowbell, let us know, and they will deliver it to you. Leave it at your front door. So let us know. Just give us an address of where they're going.
Fantastic. Everyone, if you celebrate Passover, have a safe, healthy, happy Passover. Be kind to each other. As Ann says, the gates of light open. And you know what? May this all be the beginning of some great news. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.
That's right. And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow The Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at The Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.